Home Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kansas Missing and Unsolved broadcast. As usual, it's Ricky and Derek tonight again. How's things going down there in the zona, Derek?
Pretty hot, man.
Actually, it wasn't. I mean, it was pretty warm today, but not as hot as it has been. It's supposed to kind of start getting down into the 80s toward the weekend and stuff. So,
You know, I say it's hot, but it's actually like rainy, and I bet you it's not even 95. I mean, look it up right now. I'll tell you exactly. It's 77 degrees right now
oh
in
man,
old Phoenix and rainy.
let's see what it is here in Salina real quick because I don't even know.
Yeah, 77 degrees, man. It's nice outside.
Ah, crap. Sorry about that. I was listening to some Journey while I was getting ready for the show.
Getting pumped up.
Yeah,
Psyched.
it says it's 88 here.
It's hotter in Kansas than it is in the desert, huh?
88 here. Feels like 94, it says, with the humidity factored in. 57% humidity.
I don't know
Yikes.
what mine says feels like. Let me see if it says. We're in a flood watch. That's all I know.
Oh, wow. Hey, Kaylee, how you doing? Hey, Crystal. Hey, Brooke.
Speaking of which, anybody that's watching out of the lower portion of the country, hopefully you're not dealing with any of these hurricanes.
There's our YouTube representative.
YouTube is in the building. YouTube is in the building. But yeah. Hopefully anybody that's out there, dealing with those hurricanes is staying safe.
Oh, I know it. They said on the entire town or city of New Orleans is without power and running water.
Oh, we're in a flash flood warning right now, is what they're saying. We got a nice big heck of a storm coming through. It looks like coming from the south. But yeah, nothing compared to what they're going through down there. Right now, it says it feels like 78 degrees, and it is 79 degrees. So,
wow,
not too bad.
Uh-uh.
Not too bad. Let's get some of these.
Let's see who I got in the house tonight. See Fort Scott. See Cushing, Oklahoma. See Hutchinson.
Kaylee's here. Crystal's here. Brooke's here. YouTube's in the house. Trisha.
Yep.
YouTube Trisha.
Yep, she shares that out for us off YouTube, so that's excellent.
So awesome. What up, Sandra? That's a girl from my hometown there. She's a really cool lady. She's a really cool chick. I grew up with her. Old Sandra Brett.
Oh yeah.
We got Dottie Heimer Porter. What's up, Dottie? What's up, Amy? She's here every week. Scott Messerschmidt. What's up, Scott? Kim's here. Let's see, Brady Allen. Wait
till the geomagnetic
storm hits. What's that?
Is that when like the sunburst thing goes on or whatever?
I don't know what that is, but that sounds scary. I'm gonna be looking on the lookout for that. Dennis R. Rubble in the house.
Yeah.
Shani Howe.
How's that search and rescue going, Dennis?
Yeah.
Imagine you're staying pretty busy with that.
Carrie's here from McPherson.
Yep.
McPherson, however you want to say it. What up, Christopher?
Chris is here.
Lori Hayes from Hayes.
Yeah.
Ellenwood in the house.
Awesome.
Lacey and Hutchison. We got Pittsburgh, Kansas in the house. Truckers Missing Children's Project is here.
Yeah.
We love those. That group. Okay, we got Hayes, Kansas in the house.
Yes,
yeah, very busy.
I can imagine so. Yeah. I was really concerned about the show tonight because I had to have an emergency dentist appointment yesterday and had a tooth pulled right over here on the bottom.
Really?
Yeah, it was already broke. The tooth had already broken. I just had to get the remnants taken out because it was really starting to bother me. So
yeah, I can't mess with tooth pain, man. One time I had a tooth that cracked and I left it in my mouth for like 9 years, and every once in a while it would hurt. But I mean, eventually I just went and got it pulled out of my head, and it cost like $200, if that. And it didn't hurt ever again after I got it pulled. And so now anytime I get a toothache, I just immediately go get it pulled. If it's like I had 2 pulled in the last couple of years.
Hey, Denise. You're very welcome, Denise. Thank you. Appreciate that. And the good thing is I haven't had to take anything for pain because I haven't had any pain yet.
Honestly, man, those 2 teeth I had pulled, I did not experience much pain. Yeah. The initial first day, maybe a little bit, but mostly it was just some discomfort that I felt, I took 1 pain pill and then I was like, I don't think I even need this. I just didn't feel a lot of pain. So I think it just really depends on, how far into the bone that tooth is, how far into the bone that tooth goes, depending on what your recovery is going to be like. Because these last two that I had pulled weren't that bad at all.
Let's see, we got a conversation going on here. Leanne says, hi, Karen. And Karen says, hi, Leanne. That's cool.
What's up, Crystal?
Ricky and Derek, I told Michael, okay, yeah, Bessie to call Sling County Sheriff and let them know that he was found. Okay,
Oh,
good
nice.
deal. Good deal.
That one pulled yesterday definitely hurt more than. Yeah.
I was really worried that when the pain stuff started wearing off yesterday, I was going to be like, but it wore off. And I was like, doesn't hurt. Well, this is really
Yeah,
weird.
it just feels annoying. It doesn't like see like I don't know. Now, if it's in the way down into the bone, and they got to grab the old pliers out and like put their foot on your chair to get some leverage, then you might be in pain for a couple of days. I don't know. I just haven't had. I've had 3 teeth pulled in the last like 10 years and never had a lot of pain. They gave me a bunch of pain pills regardless, though, but they didn't. They're like, here's an irresponsible amount of pain pills.
They definitely didn't. They put some stuff on my gums to numb the gum, and then they gave me the shot to deaden it.
Oh, I hate the shot. I don't
like
the
needles, shots hurt like crazy.
I gotta go get my second COVID shot on Thursday. That's gonna suck because this is the one that's probably gonna make me sick from what I've been reading on the internet. So it's gonna have a bad weekend. But yeah, like I hate whenever they give you the shots to numb something. Like after a while, you don't feel anything anymore. But when they stick that needle in, it hurts. And then every time anybody, if it's a vaccine, if it's a medication, anytime I get a shot and I feel them shooting the chemical into my body, I feel it. It just hurts like any chemical. I just feel it like going into my blood and stuff, and it just really burns. And like I hate that when that's in my mouth. It's just like they stick it in there, and it just feels like burning and pressure. But eventually, you don't feel anything anymore.
Right. I had a similar situation to that, Trish. I had a situation where I was having a filling put in, and they shot it to deaden it and everything. And I told him, I said, it's not numb. It's not numb. He says, well, it's seen. He started drilling anyway. And I was like, ah. He's like, it didn't deaden, did it? I said, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Tooth pain is one that that's that one I don't put up with that at all. I go to the dentist right away. And luckily I have like I don't have great insurance, but my job provides me a little bit of dental insurance. So if anything happens, I just go, say whatever, I'll just pay the copay or deductible, whatever, and I'll just get this pulled. Getting a tooth pulled. You go into the dentist and you have a tooth problem, and they're like, all right, well, we can save the tooth. And they're like, okay, how much does that cost? They're like $4,000. You're like, all right, how much does it cost to pull it out? They're like $80. You're like, okay, just rip it out then. I mean, it's a no-brainer unless you're like rich. Who has $4,000 to get a tooth, like a root canal done? I don't know. I feel like this whole show is about dental work. Kelly, congratulations. She's got a top fan badge.
Sweet.
Congratulations,
Kelly. Go
we
for
love
it.
that. Those top fan badges going out.
Yeah.
Crystal's had both of her COVID shots, no side effects. I'm hoping I don't have any. The only thing I had from the first shot was my arm got really sore. My brother got, I don't know what brand he got, but he got one, and his second shot, he kind of got the symptoms, for like a day. I have a couple of friends that got symptoms after the second shot, so I'm just gonna prepare for that. Just hopefully it doesn't happen, but I'll get it over with, and then I can still get COVID still. So I don't know what the whole thing was about, but
I know.
Doing my part, Ricky, doing my part. Judy Dunn is here. How you doing, Judy Dunn?
And Judy's here. Yeah.
We need to have the Truckers Missing Child Project come on the show sometime and just tell us a little bit about their situation. That sounds like a really cool ordeal.
That's me, Amy. I haven't got my vaccinations yet, and I'm nervous about it too.
My parents aren't going to do it. They're just like, we don't go anywhere. I mean, I'm like, well, I don't care. If people want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. You're not going to hear anything from me. I just got it because I have diabetes real bad, and I'm just like, well, maybe it'll help me. I don't know. I don't trust anything at all, dude. I kind of just got it because maybe it'll help. I don't know, but yeah, I completely understand people being nervous to take a shot like that. I got my top. Oh, awesome! We got another top badge.
Yeah, all right.
No side effects for awesome. Hopefully that's my my experience is just no
Yeah.
side effects. I don't want to spend the weekend sick. It's supposed to be yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's supposed to lessen the symptoms.
Yeah.
And I just had a friend that had COVID and he was fully vaccinated and he didn't get hospitalized, but he even said, he's like, I don't care what you believe in. He's like, I was vaccinated months ago. He was, I still just got COVID. He's like, that was gross. He's like, you guys don't want this. He's like, that was just
Right.
not a fun weekend.
Right.
And he had it for like 5 or 6 days. So yeah, I hope that if it does happen, but I'm not getting the vaccine shots. But yeah, that's fine. That's exactly how I feel. If you want to
That's how I feel
get it.
too.
You don't want to
That's
get
how I
it,
feel
don't get it.
too.
My parents don't want to get it. I'm not gonna try to lecture them. I'm just like, cool. Well, please stay home at least. And even if you get the shot, like I did, I'm not leaving my house. Still, it's not safe out there yet.
Right.
I've been sharing the Topeka missing flyers. There seems to be a few. Yeah.
You know, and she went on to say in a couple of comments down that the autocorrect got her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know how
She
that
says that
goes. I
they have
use talk and
thousands of
text a lot.
follows and shares on the
Well,
truckers.
yeah. I know how the autocorrect goes. I use talk and text on my phone quite a bit when I'm messaging, and it never gets my stuff right. I have to go back and correct it. For a smartphone, it's stupid.
My new phone, well, it's not new anymore. I've had it for about a year, but like you do the whole swipe texting, and so I'm just a terrible texter now. You know, Ricky, like you often when I send stuff, it doesn't make sense. Poor Mondi though, she got her first shot and then 4 days later got COVID. That's not good.
That's not good.
Me too. Other big health issue. Waiting to hear the big announcement, huh? Okay. Well, let me get through some more comments and we'll talk about this big announcement. I got it because my daughter is pregnant. Yeah, everybody has their own shots. I got both shots, no side effects. My niece just tested positive yesterday for COVID and she got it from school. Totally. I mean, my kids are both in school. My niece is in school. My brother goes to work every day. It's only a matter of time, folks. I mean, that's why I kind of got the shot. I'm like,
one of my ex-wife's grandkids has it right now too, and she's 8 years old.
Yeah, I got the COVID vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. My mom and dad convinced me to get it. I just had a slight migraine in my arm. I got it with sore, but it's everyone's personal choice if they get it. Get tape a talk. What's that?
Tapatalk? I don't know.
Sorry, haven't been on. Still dealing with my other son's health and my mom. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's like a talk to text thing. Okay. My school got closed down with COVID. Well,
which school was that?
Yeah, which school was that? While we're we're getting ready to start the show and everything. We appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. We love when everybody's talkative and chatty, and we really love that. But Ricky, why don't you go ahead and share the news that we wanted to talk about tonight?
Okay, well, Sunday I think it was Sunday night. I was messaged by a lady that had a missing persons page called Missing People in Missouri, and basically she asked me if I would be interested in, or do I know anybody that would be interested in taking that page over, because with everything she has going on, she's not able to devote the time to it that she initially was. And after some thought, I'd thought about it for a bit, and I said, yeah, I'll go ahead and take it over. So, and I messaged her further, and I asked her if she would be okay with me changing the name and everything. So I've converted it from Missing People into Missouri to Missouri Missing and Unsolved. So hopefully I can do it the same justice I've been doing with Kansas. I'm going to try real hard. If I get, if it gets to be too much, I'll look for somebody to help me out. But I mean, I'm going to try to do my best with both and see how it goes.
Well, that being said, I'll just put this out there. We got 55 people watching.
Yeah.
If we're looking for somebody who has a lot of spare time and who can do like either Microsoft Paint or Photoshop, something like that, we're looking for some help with this show. But yeah, and there's another page we created, and you're going to hear a lot more about that one later. But it's a page called America Missing and Unsolved, and essentially we're kind of we're going to get to a place eventually. We're always going to do this show, but we might get to do a show soon where we kind of cover nationwide cases. And we'll be doing that from that page. But as you can see, it's basically a branding that Ricky started long ago. Basically, America Missing and Unsolved, Kansas Missing and Unsolved. And really, we just appreciate, we made the America Missing and Unsolved page like 2 days ago, and it's already got like 100 likes.
Already?
Yeah, it's just awesome how there's so many people out there that are willing to help out with this sort of thing, And yeah, but definitely getting to that point where if you know how to use Photoshop and you have spare time, you might send Ricky a message because we could probably use your help. Let's get to some of these comments before we get this started.
Okay.
Let me see. Awesome. Congrats. You will do awesome.
Thank you.
Yay, I'm in Missouri. I would help if you ever see. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Good deal.
Congratulations. You will do awesome. Congratulations. There we go. I'm a stay-at-home mom and don't have much going on. Hey, you're speaking my language. You're speaking
There
my
you go.
language. There we go. Kim saying congrats. I have a lot of time, been away for help more than missing. Okay. I mean, this is what I'm saying. We're trying to build a team here, folks. Like this, it takes an army. It takes an army to do what we do. We're just two guys at the end of the day. I have a neat, so damn Missouri that's been missing for, wow. Hello, Ellen. Send a message to Kansas Missing and Unsolved, and Ricky can get a flyer going for the Missouri page.
Yeah.
Or you can message Missouri Missing and Unsolved.
Actually, I've been starting. I just kind of what I post on Kansas Missing, I posted over there on Missouri Missing, and it's been a combination of Missouri and Kansas. So that's what I've been doing so far.
Debbie says, "Thank you for taking over that page."
You're welcome.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
We're stoked about it. You know,
I'm nervously excited, yes, because I want to do it justice, and I just like I said, if it gets to be a little too much, I'm going to probably need some help with it as far as getting flyers made, posted, updated. Maybe a liaison between the page and law enforcement to check on cases to see if they're still actively missing or if they can be cleared, or just that kind of thing.
And if you are curious, we are broadcasting live to Missouri Missing and Unsolved right now as we speak.
Yep.
So we're live on that page as well. And we have 2 people watching there. So as you can tell, things are starting to, kick up, starting to get popular over there. Candace says, hi, how you doing, Candace?
Yeah, Candace.
I already run our teams page, have lots of time, but no computer skills, right?
Yeah.
I'll go like the page and let me know for sure. Get in, send Ricky a message. We would.
Yeah, I've got your name written down too, Kelly. So, and I've got Carrie's name down, and Shani or Shani. I've got her name down.
Awesome.
Well, I know you will, Debbie. I know you will, Debbie.
We're going to go ahead and get into some cases. We have 23 cases to get through in about 40 minutes. So we got a little bit of an endeavor ahead of us, a little bit of a test, but you're listening to the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Whatever happens to the spot we used to run for the National Runaway Hotline? We need to do that one too.
Well, what happened was even that one I just played doesn't sound the greatest. We recorded that on not a great mic, so me and Stephanie are actually going to redo those anyway. So yeah, just remind me whatever you want us to do, we'll do them.
Okay. Well, we touched on Alonzo, his case last week. We went over it, but I went ahead. I got the flyer made and posted, so I want to kind of go over it again. It was April 2004 in Lacine, Kansas. He was last seen alive during a party at a farmhouse on the outskirts of Lacine. He was only one of 3 African-American men at the party, which 100 or more people attended. He rode to the party with friends, but they left before he did, leaving him without a ride home. When Alonzo failed to come home the next day, his family and friends contacted the Lynn County Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department and other law enforcement agencies searched the areas around the farmhouse where the party was, including parts of the nearby Middle Creek, but did not find Alonzo. After Alonzo had been missing for almost a month, a group of his family and friends organized a search. They began on the road near the farmhouse and walked the 2 branches of Middle Creek. In just under an hour, they found Alonzo's body partially on top of a pile of brush and branches in the creek. In the initial investigation, a coroner in Lynn County said he was unable to determine a cause of death, and witnesses' interviews failed to produce any arrests. Alonzo's body was exhumed in July of 2020 and taken to Dover Air Force Base for examination. The examiner's report concludes that his death was a homicide. The examiner focused on injuries on Alonzo's body that were not consistent with normal patterns of decomposition. In 2019, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Kansas and the FBI reopened the investigation of Brooks' death, which has been dormant for years. As part of the new investigation, the FBI has also announced a $100,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone responsible for Alonzo's death. If you have any information regarding Alonzo's death, please call the FBI at 816-512-8200 or 816-474-474 tips, or submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov and see if we can't help get some information generated on what happened to Alonzo that night, and maybe track down the people responsible for that and help get some justice for Alonzo and his family, because it is long overdue. Judy Dunn says her friend in Arizona is working that case and has all the details and has aired on TV. Yeah, it has aired on TV. I believe it was on a episode of Dateline or Unsolved Mysteries or something like that.
First of all, I hate that it even has to be said, but can you imagine being one of 3 out of hundreds of people? You're the only 3 people that look alike. Like, that's, people don't realize, like, that just going into that party probably took guts. That, honestly, like, it's just, as soon as you started reading this, I think I saw this. It must have been Unsolved Mysteries, or it must have been Dateline, because I've seen this.
Unsolved Mysteries, yeah.
It just reeks. I mean, the whole thing reeks. Like, there's like easily, at least in my opinion, a dozen people that know what happened and are staying silent. And it's like, why? Like, you're telling me there's that many people at that party, and Alonzo ends up getting murdered, and just nobody noticed. Like, you have that many people participating in silence, that many people who are willing to say, no, we're not going to say anything, whether it's out of fear, whether it's they don't want to be a rat, which I never understood. That I get, like, if you're like, get in trouble for drugs and then you rat out a bigger drug, I don't agree with you being punished, but I get how, like, in the streets or whatever, I get, like, how people would, like, how that would be an offense, but I never understood why providing information for a homicide was considered ratting, unless it was like somebody that knew the person that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just never understood why that applied by the same rules. It's like, you have this many people in a party, something happens to Alonzo, and you have this many souls that are willing to take it to the grave. They just don't want to say it. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, definitely. It's time for somebody to speak up, though. That's for sure.
Vista's here. Justice for Alonzo,
yep.
I don't know that I've always heard it pronounced as Lacine. I guess we learned. How do you say it, Lacine?
Well, my brother says it's Lacine.
Lacine, okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
Mysteries. Yeah, I knew that sounded familiar. There's Terry. Terry's our background producer. He he watches the chat room, and he likes a terrible football team while he does it. That's his job.
Yeah,
that's what Terry says. Okay, yeah, just like your son's case, exactly. When it comes to a life, you need to speak up with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never understood this whole, like, why would you call somebody a rat if they're helping solve a murder? I get if, like, somebody's like, I don't really talk about, like, the whole drug thing. I have nothing to do with that. We deal with missing people, homicides, and stuff. I just never understood why people. I understand why you wouldn't want to, if you know somebody who killed somebody and they know that, and then you go tell somebody. I can understand, like, fearing retaliation, but you have that many people. Unless that many people did something to Alonzo, I just don't understand how, if it was just one person that did something to Alonzo, how that many people would keep quiet about it forever. Yeah, Dietrich Foster's case. No one will speak up.
Yeah, we've covered Dietrich Foster a couple times.
Jordan, are you related? He's got Dietrich's flyer as his picture. Jordan, are you related to Dietrich? And that's what it is. And I want to know what it is. Is it just like because you don't want to be called a rat? Is it because you're afraid of retaliation? I don't get it. No, that is so wrong. These kids that witness a murder and don't talk makes me angry. I'm a mama bear. I'll talk.
Yeah, Jordan's the mother of his daughters.
Terry, we'll talk after the show. I'm telling you, the Chicago Bears are a tremendous team, Terry. Thank you for what you do. Let me see.
Yeah.
These cases are sad. Speak up. Exactly.
Yeah. And Jordan Foster is the mother of Dietrich's daughters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by, and we'll go ahead and pull his flyer also.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't understand how you witness a murder and not talk and catch them. I'll make you. Yeah. Wow, that's just really sad, man. I had no idea we were covering this. I mean, you see so many cases on TV or on the internet, and the pictures and the names all start running together. There's just so many heartbreak out there. So many cases unsolved.
Yeah. I've got Dietrich's flare pulled. So
let me pull that one real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea this one happened in Kansas. I mean, I'm sure I remember when they talked about it on Unsolved.
Yeah, and
but yeah, that's I didn't know we were covering that one. That's really sad. Let me go ahead and pull.
I agree, Carrie. You see something, you say something. Right, Vista, that's true. That's why a lot of them supply Crime Stoppers numbers where you can remain anonymous and report the information, so nobody has to know that it was you that reported it.
Right. Here we go.
All right, there's Dietrich Foster, missing from Independence, Kansas since April 12th of 2020. He was 37 when he went missing. He would be 38 now. He's 5'9", 190 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He was reported missing on May 12th. He was last seen around April 12th in Independence. KBI agents and detectives from the Independence Police Department are conducting the case as a homicide based upon findings during the investigation into Foster's disappearance. Again, at the time of his disappearance, Dietrich was 37. He's now 38. And he's 5'9", 190. Has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Dietrich's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Independence, Kansas Police Department at 620-332-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. There is a governor's reward of $5,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the disappearance and suspected murder of Dietrich Foster. So if anybody has any information regarding his case, please call it in. And see if we can't help get some information generated on that.
Jeez.
Definitely.
So I remember when we first started covering this.
Yep.
At what point did they start suspecting foul play? Because I don't remember that part of it. Because I know I have several flyers of these.
They really haven't released what they haven't really released what the findings were that led them to believe homicide that I have ever seen.
Okay, it just says because of findings. So very vaguely saying that they have reason to believe that maybe he's no longer with us.
Hey, Carrie, have I ever made a flyer or covered that case on here? What was his name? Jordan, you're very welcome. And she also says August 2020 was officially publicly announced. Okay.
Yeah, I remember Dietrich. I didn't know that there was reason to believe that he's no longer with us. I learned that tonight, but
yeah. And Ellen says her niece's name is Dana Jane Bruce. She's been missing since October 2008.
Oh, wow.
Write that down here real quick.
Oh, I'm going to get that back on there for you.
Okay, I will dig into that one and get something made for her.
Show Mondi's comment. She's sending some love.
Definitely.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, it is.
I just thought he was just missing. I didn't know they had reason to believe he's no longer with us. So that's never fun. Yeah. Sorry about that. Jordan, we'll keep sharing that. That's We're gonna definitely keep talking about Dietrich because that's not cool. We've covered Angela Hammond several times. Let's talk about Angela Marie Hammond.
Yeah, it's been a while though. When I posted her flyer, it was back in April, so it's been a little while. Angela Hammond went missing from Clinton, Missouri on April 4th, 1991. She was 19 when she went missing. She would now be 50. She was 4 foot 11, weighed between 120 and 140. She had brown hair and brown eyes. Angela was talking to her fiance, Rob Schaefer, at a telephone booth in a parking lot outside the Food Barn store in the center of town in the area of Jefferson Street and 2nd Street. Angela told him she was too tired to meet him as planned, and she would go to their home and take a bath instead. She also told him a suspicious man circling the parking lot in his old truck. Angela described him as a filthy, bearded man. She said he parked his truck near the booth and got out of it with a flashlight as if he were looking for something. Suddenly, Schaefer heard Angela scream, and the line went dead. Her car was later found abandoned in the parking lot. Schaefer immediately drove to the phone booth. On the way there, he passed a late 1960s or early 70s model green Ford F-150 pickup truck and heard Angela scream his name, Rob. Schaefer followed the vehicle for about a mile on 2nd Street and Culvert Drive, but his own car's transmission failed and he had to stop driving. Schaefer stated the truck he saw had a decal of water or an outdoor scene completely covering the rear window, possibly a white top and possibly damage to its left front fender. Witnesses reported seeing a Caucasian male driving a similar truck near the telephone booth at the time Angela disappeared. The man, who's never been identified, was wearing coveralls and had a dark-colored baseball cap. He had eyeglasses and a beard and mustache. If you have any information regarding Angela's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Clinton, Missouri Police Department at 660-885-5561 and see if we can't help maybe get some information generated that they didn't have in this case before, hopefully. This one's been a long time, since 1991. So let's see if we can help get some information going. Derek, if you're talking, you're muted.
I don't know, man. I just feel, and again, I'm just being honest. This almost feels like a movie script. Like, it's like, I don't know, like that's just such a freak weird thing to happen. How everything just like how he, she was, first of all, why did she stop at a payphone? Second of all, I mean, I guess it was 91. There was no cell phones, I guess. So
no, there wasn't.
Makes sense. So, but like, I don't know. It just, his car, breaks down a mile into the chase. I don't know. The whole thing is, and I'm not saying it's not true, but I think I had the same problem last time we talked about this. It just seems like, I don't know, like if I was the police officer and that's what the guy told me, I'd be like, are you sure that all that happened? Like, that sounds very like a bunch of stuff that would just like if all that stuff really happened, like talk about the worst luck in the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the car breaks, the car stops working into the chase. And I mean, we're talking about a big burly guy with a beard and mustache and big thick glasses, and he's got a decal across his whole back window, and we can't find this truck anywhere.
Right.
I don't know. Just the whole thing's odd. Like, I don't know.
And Naomi, who is your little cousin? Because I can sure get something worked up for your cousin too. And Judy is asking if we can cover her son Josh's case again.
For sure.
Let me see if I can find his flyer real quick.
Terry says Angela's case is haunting. Her case got me hooked on assault. Yeah. Prayers for the family. So long. Somebody saw something on this case that didn't make sense to me. That is like a movie, you're right, with Kiefer Sutherland. Prayers for Angela's family. She was 19.
Yeah.
Talk about terrible timing for your car to fail you. That's awful. And again, I know that this makes me sound like a bad person. Like I'm saying, like we should be leery of her husband or whatever he was. But I mean, if I was just going to be a good detective, I would at least mold over the idea that that's one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life. And all of those things happening sporadically at the exact same time, it just, I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't feel like that the world is that interesting. I don't know. Like, have that many crazy things happen, and then again, like you just never see this guy's truck ever again. And it's just the truck sticks out like a sore thumb. and nobody ever sees it again. I don't know. It's just a wild story.
Here's an interesting little piece of information that I did not have, which is Angela was 4 months pregnant at the time of her disappearance.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And do you have Josh Kalina's flyer? You should have it.
Yeah, let me look real quick. How do you spell that last name?
Kalina. 16-year-old Emmanuel Torres from Topeka, Kansas. I'm going to write that down here. And see what I can find, or if you have any links to any news articles or anything on his case, if you could message those to me on Kansas Missing, I can sure get something made up for you. Did you find it? Oh,
Yeah,
sure did.
so
Okay. Josh Lee Kalina, Topeka, Kansas, April 24th, 2007, was shot multiple times about 1:10 a.m. He was shot outside Terry's Billiards Club, 3919 Southwest 21st Street in Topeka by Timothy Abdul Karim Shahid. Joshua had 4 gunshot wounds in the chest, 3 in the left hand, 2 in the buttocks, and 1 in the left hip, according to testimony during the trial. Witnesses say there was a second shooter described only as the large black man that fired at Joshua with Timothy Shahid. Just over 14 years later, the second shooter still remains identified. Joshua's mother will not rest or give up until she sees the second shooter is identified and behind bars for his involvement in Joshua's death. Since Timothy's conviction, Joshua's mother has visited Timothy in prison twice and has forgiven and befriended him. Her purpose in going there was to share Josh with him because she felt if he had known Joshua, he never would have done it. She had him watch Joshua's funeral. She brought pictures, caps, and a diploma from high school, the bells off his baby's shoes, some pictures of his tattoos. He had gorgeous tattoos. One of them was praying hands on his left forearm with his grandpa's rosary beads and handcuffs around the wrists and sun rays. She also brought in his shirt, which still had his blood on it from that night. They talked for 4.5 hours. In April 2016, the two met again, this time at a victims awareness event at the prison in front of inmates. That day, she referred to Timothy Shahid as her friend and gave him a hug at the end of the event. And she was also telling me when she visited with him for that 4 hours that she said the smell of Josh's cologne filled the room, and she asked Timothy if he smelled that, and he did, and she told him that Josh was there in the room with them, and it was a really, really cool thing. If you have any information regarding the identity of the second shooter, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9125 or 785-368-9551, or you can call the anonymous tip line at 785-234-0007, or go to shinycountycrimestoppers.com and submit tips there, or go to p3tips.com and download the free mobile app and submit tips anonymously that way as well, and see if we can't get some information generated on who the second shooter is.
Right. Enough's enough, you know?
Yeah. It's been long enough.
Time to do something for sure.
Okay.
Let's talk about. Oh yeah, she said that it was in April. She'll send you some links.
Okay, Naomi, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, definitely prayers to all the families.
Let's talk about Blake Hoover.
Okay. He is one that I'd actually had done before in the past. And I'm scrolling up and down my list here looking for his flyer here. I know I pulled it. There it is. Okay. Blake Hoover, missing from Topeka, Kansas since August 28th of 2021. 17 years old. He is 6'2" to 6'5". He weighs 205 to 215. Has blonde hair and green eyes. If you have any information regarding Blake's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him located and back where he needs to be. Because there are folks that are worried about him and wanting to see him back where he needs to be.
Right.
And like I said, I've done a flyer for him before last year or something. He was 16 on the last flyer that I did, so It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Curious if Timothy will ever tell.
That's a good question.
Patrick Sams is the victim. Yeah, that's another thing too. People think that it's like, well, what does he have to lose? It's like his mom and brothers and sisters and nieces.
Timothy can't tell his family was threatened. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not just as simple as like I'm sure Timothy would say it immediately if it wasn't. He didn't think like his family was going to get hurt.
Thank you, Naomi. That's too bad.
Know. Well, maybe somebody else will say something anonymously.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Christiana Gonzalez.
Okay. We've actually covered her before, but I was sent that picture on the right now to cover her again. And she is missing from Topeka, Kansas since June 29th of 2021. So it's been a couple of months. She's 16 years old, 5'2" to 5'3", weighs between 150 and 160, has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Christiana's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get her located and back to where she needs to be as well. And if any of these young folks that we're covering tonight, if you see this or hear about this, call somebody and let them know where you are so they can come and get you back where you need to be. Yep.
We're my audio sound. You getting like a cutout of sound?
No, you're sounding fine.
Something's going on with my janks.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk about Daisha.
Okay.
I'm
guessing that's probably it. Yuri or something like that. She's missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas since August 2nd of this year. She's 14 years old, 5'6", weighs 160 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Daisha's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get some information going on where she's at so she can get back to where she needs to be. Because it's been almost a month.
Yeah.
So let's help get her found.
It's not good. My niece is 14. I don't trust her out on the streets.
Nope.
I love her, but 14 is pretty young.
Yeah. Yep, it is. Especially with the kind of stuff that goes on these days. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Most definitely.
I told my niece, I said, well, if you ever take off, I was like, we're going to put your pictures without filters and makeup on the internet. And we're going to show people like to look for you. So that should be a deterrent, like we're going to show your real pictures.
Who was your friend that was involved in the hit and run? Because if that was Kenneth down there in Wichita, they did arrest somebody in connection with that.
That's what I was under. I'm friends with a lot of.
That was the article I read. Was somebody was apprehended for that, unless they cut him loose for whatever reason. But I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't hear the outcome. I knew. I just. Well, I did. First, we heard last week when we were doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
We were covering Kenny's flyer, and then while we were covering it, somebody said that it was somebody posted in the chat. They were like, they have the person's. Oh, that's not the wrong different person.
His name's Danny Little. Okay. I'll do some checking on that one too. And what town was that in by chance? Have they found Kyle Hardwick? Where is Kyle Hardwick missing from? Greenleaf. Let's see. Danny Little dealing with. Okay. Danny Little was involved in hitting and running Greenleaf. Thank you, Mindy. I have to look up Kyle Hardwick because I'm not sure on him.
Population of 300 people.
Woo! That's a real metropolis, isn't it? 300 people. Oh, Sunshine, not missing, wanted. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to look on that one. You're welcome, Mindy.
Let's talk about Daryl.
Hardwick is a person of interest in a double homicide.
What?
Yeah. Huh. I'll have to check into that one. Daryl Foster is one that I just did yesterday, and the last time I checked on his, he hadn't been found yet. So he's missing from Kansas City, Missouri since August 30th of 2021. He's 65. He's 5'11", weighs 200 pounds. He's bald and has brown eyes. He walked away from a medical facility in the area of Meyer Boulevard and Prospect Avenue in Kansas City, where he's being treated for mental health reasons. Again, he's 65 years old, 5'11", weighs 200 pounds. He is bald, has brown eyes, has a scar on his left eye, and is blind in the left eye. He was last seen wearing blue hospital scrubs. If you have any information regarding Daryl's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136 or 816-234-5111. And see if we can help find Daryl and get him back to a place safely. Wow.
Here we go. Let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to check on something real quick here. I want to check and see if there's any updates on Daryl that we just covered.
Right, yeah.
How did I click on him? Good gravy. Okay. Nope, he is still listed as missing on Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Facebook. No updates. So he is still missing. So let's share that flyer.
Okay, I got a picture of Hardwick.
Okay, cool.
We can go ahead and throw in here real quick.
We got some information. Go ahead and read it.
I don't. I was hoping maybe somebody could fill us in, but I can at least. I know he's wanted. Let me read it. Actually, says here.
Whoa.
Law enforcement continue to search for a Kansas man wanted for questioning connection with an apparent double homicide discovered Friday in eastern Reno County. Officials released a few additional details about the scene. However, the names of the two victims have still not been released, pending verification of their identities through DNA. Wow, that's bad that they have to use DNA. Let me see. Both victims are believed to be Hutchison men in their 50s. Authorities are searching for Kyle Hardwick, who is listed as a person of interest in the crime. We do have an eyewitness who placed Kyle Hardwick at the scene, and supposedly he was the last known person to have seen them alive, Campbell said. He may be driving a 2000 red Ford F-150 extended cab pickup with veteran plates, which belonged to one of the victims but was not at the scene. Deputies are dispatched to the property on Palomino Trail early on the evening of August 27th on a welfare check on a missing person. A camper was on the small parcel, and it contained some makeshift buildings, but it was not a residential property. Campbell said the land belonged to one of the suspected victims. Deputies started looking around the property and discovered a body in a small depression of the property about 30 feet from the road. Campbell said attempts had been made to hide the body. The body was found just off the path that went into some woods. Campbell said a detective taking photographs while processing the scene then stumbled upon the second body, which was a short distance from the first one, though more successfully concealed. Campbell would not say how the two men were killed, pending an arrest. 3 men, all acquaintances, apparently agreed to meet on the site that Wednesday. I believe all 3 of them like guns. One of them had purchased a new gun he wanted to show the others. Because a friend of one of the men had not heard from him since Wednesday, they had become concerned and contacted law enforcement on Thursday. The eyewitness, Campbell, said reporting seeing Hardwick on the property on Thursday evening. Authorities have notified the families who investigators believe the two men are the possibility of their deaths, and DNA was obtained from their families for comparison, but it may take several weeks to receive confirmation. Hardwick is from the Eudora area. Campbell said he also believes he has acquaintances in Lawrence. His ties to Hutchison date back to his grandfather, who lived in the area and is buried in Rails Hill. But he has no recent local connections they're aware of, he said. Authorities in Eudora, Lawrence, Douglas County have been advised and in search. There were weapons recovered from the scene, but we don't know how many there were or what Hardwick might have taken with him, so he is considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information about Hardwick is asked to call Crime Stoppers of Reno County at 620-694-2666 or 1-800-222-TIPS. And you can also submit information electronically through their website.
I know one article I read on that stated one of the victims was listed as a missing person.
Wow. I mean, when was this picture taken? Like, who beat the crap out of this guy?
I know, right? A couple of black eyes cut across the nose. Looks like a little bit of a lump on the forehead there.
Yeah, he is beat up, man. Like he definitely. You're right. Both eyes are.
Yeah.
Wow. Hopefully they find him. Who knows? That's kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Let me see this. We got some skeleton remains were found today in Pulaski County, Missouri. I believe they identified him by his dental records, though his identity has not been released to the public. It was location last seen area of a man who went missing 3 months ago. We will take a look. Why does mom and dad get scared when they don't tell them where they're going?
Right.
If you need DNA to identify the remains of the body, it has to be in such an advanced state of decomposition that physical identification is impossible to make. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, why don't you just, I don't know, identity on them, like IDs or driver license? It could be in the system to match. Yeah.
Yeah. Both good points.
It's not long ago the picture was taken. Oh, that's already said that. Appears he has tattoos across his neck. Should be easy to identify, hopefully. Yeah.
What do you think? Teddy Kleiner and Soul Murder Topeka.
I think off Northwest Paramore. Sorry, July. I had to edit it.
We might have missed that one. I got it written down on my list, though.
Jane Doe Project and others help cases like that.
Oh, the Doe Network and NamUs and yeah.
Let's talk about Dominic Gonzalez.
Okay. Gomez. Sorry about the photos that I've got there, folks. It's what I was sent to work with, so hopefully I can get some better ones. Dominic's missing from El Dorado, Kansas since August 3rd of this year. He's 15 years old. He's 5'9" to 5'11", weighs between 125 and 140. He has dark brown, black hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in El Dorado or he may be in Wichita. If you have any information regarding Dominic's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the El Dorado, Kansas Police Department at 316-321-9120 or 316-321-9100. Or KBI is 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him located and back to where he needs to be. Getting close to a month here in a couple of days. So let's help get him found. All right. And Jenny posted a link down there. Let's just see what that goes to. I'm not sure what that link goes to. Did you mute yourself again, Derek?
I did. I had a tickle in my throat. Let's talk about Ethan Sterling.
Okay. He's missing from Oswego, Kansas. It's July 23rd of 2021. He is 16. He is 5'10", weighs 150. He has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the local Oswego area or he may be in the Concordia, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Ethan's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Oswego, Kansas Police Department at 620-795-2131 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him found and back to where he needs to be as well. Because it's been a little over a month now, so
Wow.
we need to get him found.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not. It's not, that's for sure.
Let's talk about Eugene Riggs.
Okay. Let's see here. No, we've covered him before. Whoops, wrong flyer. He is missing from Kansas City, Missouri since August 16th of 2021. He's 17 years old. He is 6 foot to 6'2", weighs between 150 and 160, has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the Kansas City area. It's also believed that he may be with a juvenile female that is also missing and endangered that I have not been able to find out who that is yet. Again, he's 17, 6 foot tall to 6'2", weighs between 150 and 160, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Eugene's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136 or 816-234-5111 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178 or they have a toll-free number 866-362-6422. So hopefully we can help get him found. And like, so I'm still trying to find the information on the juvenile female, which I have not been able to nail down yet. So if somebody can help me out with that, that would be great. It'd be terrific.
We've covered Heaven several times, right?
Heaven Kaler, yeah, we have actually covered her a time or two. And I know she's in this law. There she is. Missing from Fort Scott, Kansas since June 24th of 2021. She is 17. She is 5'7" to 5'10", weighs between 130 to 140 pounds. She has dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Heaven's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Fort Scott, Kansas Police Department at 620-223-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her found and back to where she needs to be. Because it's going on a couple months, a little over a couple months now. So. And I will have to check out these links that Jenny is putting in the comments.
Yeah.
See what we've got with those.
We're not able to click those from the studio where we're at, but after the show, we can go get on Facebook and check them out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jason Mark Huff.
Okay. I think we talked about her last show, maybe. I'll have to check and see. If not, we can sure do that, though. Jason Mark Huff is missing from Cameron, Missouri since November 12th of 2020. He was 47 when he went missing. He's now 48. He's 5'8" to 5'9", weighs 175. He is bald with brown eyes. He told his family he was heading out to go run some errands, but he never returned. He was spotted on surveillance video at gas stations in St. Joseph, Missouri and Dearborn, Missouri. He was alone during both sightings and appeared to be fine, stopping only to get gas. His vehicle was later found 20 miles east of Dearborn along a gravel road in Plattsburgh, Missouri. It's believed he may be either in Cameron, Plattsburgh, or St. Joseph, Missouri. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 47. He would now be 48. He's 5'8" to 5'9", and weighs 175 pounds. He is bald and has brown eyes. He has a small cross tattoo on the back of his left hand between his thumb and his index finger. If you have any information regarding Jason's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Cameron, Missouri Police Department at 816-632-8477 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178 or their toll-free number 866-362-6422 and see if we can't help get some information generated on Jason.
Anna says, any history of mental illness or mental health issues?
On Jason Mark Huff, I don't know. I have not heard. I do know that he was in military at one time, and he was also a corrections officer.
Okay.
So I do know that. Yeah, sadly, Roxanne, you are correct on that. They were not able to develop enough of a profile to match anything. So as of now, that skull they found here in Salina earlier this year is still unidentified. That came out today.
Well, that's no good.
No, they were only able to get a partial profile out of it. So I
I'm
was hoping
wondering if it's just like really old.
it could be. I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, it's not like there, wasn't battles and stuff in that part of the country hundreds of years.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I just wonder how how thoroughly they did search because I was thinking about it. They found it along a creek bed, and depending on how long it's been there, we've had floods and stuff, so it could have been carried down the creek by water, or wild animals could have carried it there and dropped it there. So I mean, did they go
right.
far enough this direction or that direction to actually continue to look? It's just something I was thinking about the other day. So I don't know, but hopefully they're still trying. Hopefully they don't give up.
Vista says it don't help when these kids stay with someone that keeps covering for them. They're given drugs or alcohol to keep them happy or other things.
Hmm.
They might think they are helping them, but they are not. These adults need to send the kids back home or call the cops. They need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus they're gonna go to jail if they get caught harboring a minor. I mean,
Yeah.
it's illegal to harbor a minor that's run
And
away.
and she's got a follow up there. If anyone here is watching this and you need help, reach out to one of us. If you can't call someone, we can relay a message.
Oh,
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
for sure. And Crystal says, if you know something, say something. That's a very important mantra we have here for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Judy saying she saw that Blake Hoover was new in Topeka.
Yeah. Wish they could have identified that skull, but that would have been nice. Like I say, hopefully they don't give up. Hopefully they keep plugging
Yeah.
away at it.
Let's talk about Jeremy Veal. We've talked about him several times.
Okay. I've got to find him. I know he's on my long list here somewhere. He's missing from Oswego, Kansas since June 26th of 2021. He's 15 when he went missing. He's 16 now. He's 5'5", weighs 185. He has dark brown hair and brown eyes. He may be using the alias Jeremy Shumway. I believe he may be in the North Topeka area. If you have any information regarding Jeremy's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Oswego, Kansas Police Department at 620-795-2131 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I did see that his sister commented on his flyer saying he weighs closer to 150 than 185. So we'll say he weighs between 150 and 185. Let's
Okay.
go that way with his weight. And hopefully we can help, get him found back to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Mandy, she made a good point here. I watched Forensic Files myself, and it does amaze me what they can do to identify a body and what they can do to close a case. It just blows my mind.
Yeah. I was watching Forensic Files, man. And there's this band that I'm a fan of, and I won't say their name because it ruined my buddy's life. But a long time ago, my buddy, he's not even my buddy. I'm a fan of his band. I followed him on social media, but he was on tour, and his girlfriend went missing, and they ended up finding her body a few states away, and her car burned.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was obviously, questioned, but he was on tour with his band when it happened. So they kind of just were like, well, obviously he didn't do it. He was like on the West Coast, in bars every night. But they ended up solving it, and it was on Forensic Files. And I'm sitting there just
Wow.
watching TV on a Sunday, and they start talking about my buddy's band, and I'm like, what? I knew about it. I didn't know it was on Forensic Files, but yeah, but that show kind of upset me because for like 5 minutes, they really made it seem like my buddy killed her. They did.
Wow.
I mean, they really like were like, she dated this guy, and then somebody said this about him, and they just really like made you kind of wonder, like, I wonder if he did it, and then they're just like, but it turns out he wasn't even anywhere near this when it happened. He was on. It's like, well, why did you say all that stuff? I get they're trying to sell the story, but
Right.
you watch those shows, man. That guy changed his name after that. You know, it's like there's like 5 minutes of forensic files where they're kind of saying he could have killed somebody and somebody he cared about and loved about. And then obviously at the end of it, they're like, oh, he didn't do it. Obviously. It's like, why did you point a finger at him at all? You know, it's like, so
Yeah.
I would never even, we're not friends again. I like his band, but he changed his name because of forensic files because they said
Wow.
they painted that picture of him for like 3 or 4 minutes of the episode.
Wow.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Let's talk. We have 2 Jorge's, so let's talk about well, I got this comment up here. Jorge Carlos Delgado Vina.
Okay, it was one that I just did this morning. It's an unsolved homicide from May 1st, 2016, Kansas City, Missouri. Jorge was found shot to death on the steps in a front yard in the 300 block of North Drury Avenue on May 1st of 2016. Police were called to the scene about 4 o'clock in the afternoon after they received a call of possible gunshots about a block from the scene. Police responded but didn't see anything, and about an hour later, a woman called police stating that she had saw a body. The body was later identified as 17-year-old Jorge Carlos Delgado Vina. If you have any information regarding Jorge's death, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Homicide Unit at 816-234-5043 or 816-234-5111. Or you can call the TIPS hotline at 816-474-8477 or submit web tips at kccrimestoppers.com, or you can download their free mobile app at P3 Tips and submit your tips that way. See if we can help get some information generated in his case.
Right.
You know, and I've said this in past shows, and I'm sure I'll say it in future shows, but I mean, even if you think you just have a little tidbit piece of information you don't think is going to amount to much, call it in anyway, because you never know that might just be a really huge piece of the puzzle that they need. So, I mean, call it. Let them know.
Agreed 100%. You never know.
Yep.
Bad, man. This guy looks like a young guy. Bright future, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And then we have Jorge Hernandez Jr., I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jorge Hernandez Jr.
Yeah. He's missing from Girard, Kansas since August 8th of 2021. He's 15. He's 5'9", weighs 140, has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Jorge's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Girard, Kansas Police Department at 620-724-6219 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him found back to where he needs to be. And again, any of you young ones out there that we're covering tonight that are missing, let's start. It's time to start letting people know where you are so you can get back to where you need to be and start taking care of things. Let's let people know where you guys are at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on a website that's going to have a ton of resources for people who might, need help. And there's, the thing is there's a ton of resources out there in all these states, but they just need to be, in one place, one cohesive place where people can go and get help and stuff. And I don't know. I just feel bad for these young people that are out there and they might be, out missing on their own volition. But
yeah,
there's a lot of fear, you're like, well, I'm in trouble. So if I go back, I'm going to be in trouble for a while. So there's a reason not to go back. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. But hopefully they make the right decision and just go back to where they need to be and face whatever consequences they've got to face, and
just deal with it. That, you grow up eventually and you get to do things on your own by your own accord, and it's kind of just make good decisions. Start making the good decisions now.
Yeah.
avoid a lot of headache in life.
Right.
Let's talk about Lexi.
Okay. And then after hers, I want to get into. I got to find his name here. Uh, where is his name? Zachary Daniels. After we talk about her, because they're related to the same case. Okay. Let's see. Lexi Beckett's missing from Independence, Missouri since August 12th of 2021. She's 26. She is 5'4", 115 pounds. Brown hair that's dyed blonde and brown eyes. She is known to use her sister's names, Hunter or Megan. She's known to stay anywhere from Kansas City to Harrisonville. Again, she's 26, 5'4", weighs 115 pounds. Brown hair that is last known to be dyed blonde and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Lexi's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Independence, Missouri Police Department at 816-325-7300 or the IPD tips line 816-325-7777 and see if we can help get her found back to where she needs to be. And then if we want to, yeah, it is definitely.
And Zachary T. Daniels.
Yeah, I'm looking for his flyer here. He's also missing from Independence, Missouri since July 27th of 2021. He's 23. He's 6 foot tall, 170, blonde hair, blue eyes. Zachary's father contacted the Independence Police Department after learning of Lexi Beckett's disappearance. Zachary is reported to be Lexi's boyfriend. Zachary has not been in contact with his father since July 27th of 2021, and no one to his father's knowledge has been able to contact Zachary. Again, he's 23, 6 foot tall, weighs 170, has blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Zachary's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Independence, Missouri Police Department at 816-325-7300 or their tip line 816-325-7777 and see if we can't get them both found and back to a safe place. That's... I had known when I did Lexi's that, I was told that her boyfriend was missing also, but no information about him was out at the time. And IPD put it out today, so that helps. But hopefully we can help get them both found.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. It's been a while.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if they're connected, but there's such a time gap between the two. I mean, July 27th for him, and I think it was August 12th on her, I believe it was.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, August 12th. So, yeah, a couple weeks different. Oh, yeah. About 2 weeks or so.
Wow. Let's talk about Lori Heimer.
Yeah, this one's about a 5-year-old case from just south of Salina in Assyria. And Lori was brutally murdered in her rural Assyria, Kansas home on June 25th, 2016. She ran her business, Lori's Poodle Patch, from her home. She was a licensed breeder of miniature-sized poodles, and it was licensed through the state of Kansas. The KBI was contacted to assist Saline County Sheriff's Office in the investigation, and they responded with agents and their crime scene response team during the investigation. 2 vehicles of interest have been developed. Investigators are asking for the public's assistance in locating the vehicles. One was an older flatbed pickup truck, possibly a Chevy, which is beat up, maroon in color, white front bumper, silver grille, wide style side mirrors with a driver that is 50 years old or older with salt and pepper hair, an older style small pickup, possibly a Chevy S10 two-tone, dark blue on top and bottom with light blue in the middle. Back bumper is silver, but the tailgate is blue like the body of the truck and is newer or appeared to have minimal damage when compared to the body of the truck. The remainder of the vehicle is described as beat up and scratched up, and there may be 2 animal cages or crates in the back. The driver of the vehicle was described as a white male, approximately 40 years of age, with shoulder-length hair, wearing glasses. The investigators are also seeking any other information the public could offer about the victim. Specifically, investigators are seeking anyone that came into contact with Lori on Friday, June 24th and Saturday, June 25th. Anyone who's had an appointment with Lori in reference to her dog business during the month of June 2016. To share information in reference to this incident, please contact the KBI 24 hours a day at 1-800-KS-CRIME or the Saline County Sheriff's Office at 785-826-6500 during business hours. There is a reward of $37,500 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for Lori's murder. And back in June of this year, an article came out on Salina Post. And let me refresh the page here and pull it back up again because my screen went black on that particular page. It's a 5-year anniversary piece, and basically the spokesperson for the KBI said there was absolutely no new information to share on her case that would be of any. I don't know if I could get this darn page to pull up. There it is. She said, unfortunately, we do not have any new information to share with the public that we would believe would help further the Lori Heimer murder case. Her name's Melissa Underwood. She's communications director for KBI. The investigation going. So, again, if anybody has any information, call the 1-800-KS-CRIME, or you can go to kbi.ks.gov/SAR and submit a tip there. You can start Saline County at tips. You can text SA tips to crimes 274-637 or visit the pd.salina.org and follow the Crime Stoppers link that way. So a lot of avenues where you can share your information, a lot of avenues to keep you anonymous. So yes, please do that if you have any information on Lori's case. It's like I said, it's been just over 5 years, and it is time to hopefully close that case. And Ellen, you can send the flyer to Kansas Missing and Unsolved at yahoo.com would be the best way to go. And it's all spelled out, Kansas Missing and Unsolved at yahoo.com. And this is my old neighbor's cousin. Please, if you know anything, say something. Lots of rumors floating around regarding Lori's case, none of which have ever been substantiated. Someone just needs to come forward on this one. Someone knows something. Amen to that. Amen to that. We're running up on 100, an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 5 more. Let's go ahead and knock these out real quick. Let's go ahead and talk about Michaela Emerson real quick.
Alrighty. She is missing from Kansas City, Kansas. It's July 17th of 2021. She's 15 years old. She's 5'5", weighs between 115 and 120 pounds. She has blonde or light brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Michaela's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can help get her found and back to where she needs to be. I know that she's being looked for. So most of these young folks that we've shared tonight, we've gone over them before, and we're going over them again because there is a big push to try to get them found. So if we could help be part of that, that would be terrific.
Mackenzie's in on that too, right?
Yes, she is. She is. And she's missing from Wichita, Kansas since July 30th of 2021. She's 13, 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. And it's believed she may be in the local Wichita area, or she might be in the Kansas City area, or outside of those places, just about anywhere, basically. And if you have any information regarding Mackenzie's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her located as well. And she needs to be located.
And then we'll talk about Patrick Chizek.
It was Chizek or Chizek or how that's pronounced exactly, but he is missing from Randolph, Kansas. And he's been missing since, today's date. So he's 14, he's 5'7", 105 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen around 1:45 at Blue Valley High School in Randolph. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and dark shorts. He also wears glasses. If you have any information regarding Patrick's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Riley County, Kansas Police Department at 785-537-2112 and see if we can help get this young guy found and back home where he needs to
Yeah,
be.
that's scary.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't even know where Randolph is.
It was up. Let's see. Where did you say Randolph was again? You looked that up earlier. Randolph, Kansas. Where it's at?
Northwest of Manhattan.
Northwest of Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of just random. He's just at school, and then next thing you know, nobody knows where he is. So.
Yeah, definitely.
What about Quincy Gepford?
Okay, Quincy Gepford is missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas also since July 31st of 2021. He's 15. He's 5'6" to 5'9". He weighs between 125 and 150. Has brown hair and brown eyes. Usually wears his hair in a bun on top of his head. If you have any information regarding Quincy's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him found back to where he needs to be as well.
Right.
Because he's been missing for a little while now, exactly a month. So
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we can talk about Tanaja.
Yeah. And we've covered her before as well. Let's see, she's missing from Kansas City, Kansas as well. And I'm trying to locate her flyer in my list here. There she is. Okay, been missing since March 15th of 2021, so several months now. She's 17 years old. She is 5'2" to 5'4". She weighs between 100 and 145 pounds. She has black hair, brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in Kansas City or she may be in Topeka. If you have any information regarding Tanaja's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her located and back to where she needs to be as well.
Right.
Yes. She's been, like I said, it's been since March.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A little over 5 months, about 5.5 months. So,
Wow.
yeah, couldn't imagine what these parents, me either.
Right.
A lot of these kids are in custody and have run from placements. It's super. Yeah. There's some truth to that too. All right. I think we have a couple more.
2 more. Yeah, let's talk about Thomas Hopkins. And we don't actually have a located save. I didn't really make it because we only had like 5. So I put him on for next week's video.
Okay. This is a silver alert out of Lenexa. He's been missing since 25th of August. He's 67. He's 5'10", weighs 216 pounds. He has gray hair that's balding, almost bald, and blue eyes. He was last seen leaving St. Luke South Hospital in Overland Park. He may be driving a silver 2008 Toyota Yaris with Kansas tag 068CRR. If you have any information regarding Thomas's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Lenexa, Kansas Police Department at 913-477-7301 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him found, hopefully safely, and back to where he needs to be safe and sound.
And then our last one is going to be Yesenia.
Yep. And we have covered her before. I added some more photos to her flyer. She's missing from Topeka, Kansas since August 24th of 2021. She's 15. She is 5'3", weighs between 125 and 140. She has dark brown hair and dark brown eyes. And it's believed she's still in the Topeka area. If you have any information regarding Yesenia's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-92477 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Yesenia located and back to where she needs to be. Hopefully she is safe wherever she is at. I was hoping we had a good located safe reel today, darn it.
Yeah, we only had like 5 cases.
Really?
It's only a 4-day turnaround, but
yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully by the time we do the next show, we'll have a whole bunch of located
a whole
safes.
bunch of located.
I hope so. So,
Well,
hopefully everybody over there on the Missouri Missing and Unsolved page is sticking with us. I don't know how many are still watching or anything, but that's pretty cool. And hopefully, like I said, I can do that page, same kind of justice I've done with Kansas Missing and Unsolved. I'm going to try real hard, and like I said, I'll be talking to some folks about helping. That's for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's been a long show. 20. Well, actually, we had 24 slated originally, and we added a couple more. So, which is fine. I don't mind adding more. That's perfectly fine with me. You know, the more we can cover them, the better chances we can get some information generated. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, anyway, our next show will be on September. Can't believe it. Let's see when that's going to be here. It's going to be on a Thursday. September 9th will be the next show. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. I thank everybody for hanging with us for the last hour and a half and going through these cases with us and bringing some cases to my attention that I'm going to need to start going through and see what I can get made for those. I have my list here. But sorry, we don't have the located safe reel tonight. We should have one next week, hopefully. Should. But till then, everybody, thank you again for being here tonight. God bless you all. Take care, stay safe, and we will definitely see you next Thursday. Peace out.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and I'm cursing the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in its arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn.